welcome to everybody. I'll say welcome to me. I'm broadcasting to myself. You know, when you were a kid and you used to make shows for yourself, this is all for me. This is just for me. I'm going to talk to myself, record myself, be proud of myself, show my mum and dad and say, put this picture up on the freeze. It's so exciting. That's the plan today. It's a real proper detox. So welcome, Brendan, to the Detox Hour. Talking to yourself for an hour can get you arrested. We'll try it. Anyway, we've got a feast of Doctor Who fun this Friday with the Doctor Who Detox. Recommended therapy and medication to soothe your Whovian angst, anxieties, and awkward little sores. The Detox always endeavours to be a little bit more relaxed and chilled, so do check whether you have reposted us, please, or you can find us. Advertisers, pass the word on to a friend. It's much appreciated. So, just to remind you, bit of housekeeping. We had a great tasty show the other night. The Doctor Who strategy has been an absolute disaster. That was from the source. That was tasty. All from the mouth of a media insider. I mean, ignore me. People troll me. But, you know, when you've got somebody high-powered in the industry, you think, whoa. So check that out if you've missed it. You can contact me here. I do exist. I may be hidden in behind many filters, but, you know, that's how you can contact me. We've got some new segments tonight. That's why I called it the Deluxe Detox. We've got the zero room ejections. I'm not sure if that sounds a bit dodgy. The zero room ejections. More of which later. But that's the one that we are discussing. Planet of the Daleks. Do me a favour. Whoa. Then every time we're on the Detox, we will roast one of the classics. Now, you know, a comic roast, it's meant to be exaggerated, playful jabs, mock criticisms of something that's pretty good. Robots of Death is going to get that treatment today. Instead of doing a review of it, everybody's done a review of a classic. We're going to actually mock it, gently prod it, and have some lovely fan fun at the same time. So please see what you think of that. Our goal is to entertain and have a laugh. That's what we need. It is a detox hour after all. And we'll have our ups and downs of the time rota. So, I'll better get the lads on to bail me out. Hiya, Dwayne. It's nice when we do for ourselves, isn't it?
Yeah, g'day. No, it's all working now. I think there was just too much toxicity.
Do you think
we need some serious detox? That's
yeah.
what it
Now
is.
you see, Dwayne and Dan, they're like divas, you know. They had a word with me. They're like the Maria Careys of Down Under, and they said we're not doing another detox unless you change what you're doing. We want to slag your stuff off, Brendan. We want it to be like, and honestly, they give me
It's the Australian way.
they give me some very strict red lines. But no, yes, we're going to try and make this an RTD free zone. See how long that lasts. Better get Dan on as well, because then we've got at least an audience of 3.
Hey gang, how are we going?
Well, we like false
Hey, Dan.
start. As you know,
I feel like we're in a chronic hysteresis going around and around.
Well, as you know, if you do a false start in the swimming, you're off, aren't you?
Just waggle Brendan's tail.
Excuse me. Well, talking of waggling tails, yeah, where do I go with that one? We do have a new character, and this is all Dwayne's fault. He wants copyright on this one. Sorry, we don't do that in Britain. We don't do anything in Britain. We'll tax it. But basically, we said instead of having Mr. Sin, we're going to have Mr. It's a Sin. Just like our little RTD here. He's going to be an RTD puppet, retconning all of Doctor Who in terrible ways. So here he is in a classic Victorian street. I'll have him. I was playing around with him looking more realistic, but we've got him more like a Mr. It's. Yes. Hopefully everybody gets it. Mr. It's a Sin. And then
he's already playing around with Morbius, isn't he?
He is already playing with Morbius, and I'll show you that one again if everybody just gets the vibe of what we're going to do. We're going to have him just appearing in our great Doctor Who classics, you know, making Davros walk and all that stuff. So, of course, thank God he hasn't played with the Pyramids of Mars yet regarding the mummies. He has Sutek. Of course, He might just give Sutek a little tickle there. You never know. And
We know where that hand behind Sutek ended up, don't we?
yeah, and that's why I've made him a puppet as well. There'll be a hand up him. But no, there's our lovely Mr. Sin.
Oh, look. Mr. Sin's got a dagger. What's Mr. It's a Sin got? A cucumber.
Yeah, you want him to have a cucumber, which would be very apt. He's got a water pistol with. Right to us, everybody. What should be? Can I say this out loud? What should RTD have in his hand?
So does Mr. Itzersin have a cerebral cortex of a pig as well?
Oh, you could never allege that. So, if anybody doesn't have a clue what we're talking about, just to do a detox, a proper therapy, we're going to have, instead of RTD, we're going to have Mr. It's a Sin, and he'll appear a bit like this, ruining all of our lovable Doctor Who.
You said we were alone here, trapped like this, like a sponge beneath the sea. I, Morbius, who once led the High Council of the Time Lords, now reduced to this. Who are you? Where have you come from? You one of the sisterhood?
I thought it was absolutely vital to do this. And I'm so proud of the fact that I deserve an award. And I have problems with her. And lots of us on the production team that I hired only last week had problems with her.
There you go. So
He's a rascal.
yeah, he's a rotter. He's a rotter. So yes, he's already ruining Brain of Morbius now. Can't get him back in the jar. It's pickled. So
people do have problems with brains without bodies. It's they're often viewed as having that evil streak that it's just not fair on those bodiless brains out there. We want them all to feel safe and just like the rest of us.
They feel naked, Joanne. They feel naked because many people are judged, and it's unfair. People are judged on skin color, but what's a brain judged on? Having no skin at all. It's terrible.
Awful.
So we might as well start on the ups and downs of the Time Rota week, because I've already had my downer, which is the program had to start 5 times. But we'll try this. Come on then, Dan, save me. An up and down of your Doctor Who period.
Well, my up is I'm hanging out with you guys, and we're getting to get back to some great Doctor Who. So I got to watch Robots of Death today. So I was in preparation for tonight, of course.
In preparation for the roasting. Oh, I can't wait to start that one, everybody. I don't think any other stream in the world will have talked about Robots of Death in the way we're going to. Dwayne, up and down of your week at the moment?
Well, I just finished editing a new episode of the Sirens of Audio, which is dealing with the series I, Davros, which surprisingly, after not hearing it for quite a few years, we came to the conclusion, you'll have to listen to the podcast to find out why, but it's probably one of, if not the best thing that Big Finish has ever done. Brilliant stuff. Well,
and to be honest, maybe testament to that is I actually bought it. Do you know what I mean? Because I hardly touch Big Finish. And I got that. Obviously, the topic was really, enticing. But there's a few other Big Finishes I buy. I start to listen to and then I stop. Davros I've listened to and I loved.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that was a big up for me.
It's one of the few audios that I actually listened all the way through.
Yeah.
To the whole thing.
And it's very atmospheric, and it's a great new angle on it, and it's Terry Malloy. It's a great. So there you go on a couple of tasters. Well, I'll throw.
You haven't heard my down though.
Excuse me. That's up to you. We haven't got. Is your wife coming in? What's going on?
I watched Planet of the Daleks. That was my down for the week.
Oh, here we go. Do you know what? You're peaking early, mate. You're peaking early. Yellow card, sin bin, naughty corner. Honestly, he's a one-trick pony.
There'll be more, don't you worry. That was just the beginning.
Oh, yes, yeah, he's win. So, I shocked Dan about this. Dan didn't know about this. Everybody that Maju, can you see Dan? Can you see where the
Oh my
TARDIS is?
god. Jeez,
Yeah,
we get excited over nothing.
yeah. I have to say, there's fans, there's geeks, there's nerds, and there's nutters. And I have to say, I haven't caught up with Strange New Worlds. I think I'm a series behind, partly because I'm dreading the musical coming in season 3, and I just can't abide it.
Oh, you'll love it. It's great. I don't, man. Everyone is down on it. It's fantastic.
Well, what do you think of this? I haven't done a program on it, as some streamers have. You know, they'll do their bloodthirsty 10 to 30 minutes talking about something that was on a screen in a tiny corner. I mean, I can zoom in a little bit more just to help you, lads, but there it is. um, I mean,
If you can see through the pixelation.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's. I think the metal's being eaten or it's been scavenged or something. There's a bit. It's something like that as a plot. I haven't watched the episode yet. You can see the Enterprise is covered in loads of kind of metallic knotweed, and they thought it was a great idea and added a nice little Easter egg just to put in that tiny bit there, the police box, and then you see, okay, that's a shot. Who cares? It's a microsecond. But then you get fans saying, "Oh, Doctor Who and Star Trek in the same universe is canon now," and you're going, "Oh, this is when." No, stop it. I mean, Dwayne, I'm not bothered about this, but then again, I'm thinking, but why? And then again, I know there's so many fans out there who says, "There you go, shut your face, Brendan. That and Star Trek are in the same universe. Are you stupid?"
Well, haven't we already been there with that game that they announced at Comic-Con, or was this an agreement that Kurtzman and Davies came up with at Comic-Con? Kurtzman assured Davies that, yes, we're going to do a crossover. We'll absolutely do a crossover. This is it.
Yeah.
It could just be
Epic.
a police
It's an
box
epic
floating
crossover
in
if I ever
space.
saw one.
There's no evidence that it's a TARDIS. It's just a police box that found its way to space.
I mean, it's just why? And it was true because Drain was talking about San Diego Comic Con, and Kurtzman and Rati D were having a love-in, and he kept giving interviews at that point about mashing up lots of sci-fi, saying that's what you always dreamed of. And I was sat there going, no, I didn't actually. No, you're going off on one. Is this your next big trick, RTD? Because that Dwayne, we've mentioned that
saying
already.
the Enterprise is in the same universe as Darth Vader.
Oh,
Just you can't cross the streams.
no, Darth Vader and Shara's Jek should never be seen together because they both
No.
have a kind of kinky leatherwear. They probably have a shop somewhere and they're selling it. I mean, no. So yes, I thought I'd show you that one, just to say why are we doing this? And Katherine Tate, I mean, she's popular. She made that Aussie sitcom series, didn't she? That I don't know if they're making another one when she's a member of the royal family. But she was saying,
I watched one episode of that and then stopped. I did not like it. Don't know who that was supposed to appeal to, but it wasn't me, that's for sure.
yeah, well, it's good if you can get a series made in Australia when you're a Brit, isn't it? And get somebody to pay the budget. It's very good, that. Clever. So anyway, Catherine Tate wants Donna Noble to meet the Ninth Doctor. This is when you think, oh, Big Finish, don't listen to this. Will you please not listen to this stuff? But if I just kind of take that away for a second so you can all see. So the British actress Catherine Tate entertained fans in an amusing way at the Boston Fan Expo. Okay, she's having a laugh. And I think that's mostly what she does, let's be honest. But she says, okay, I understand the question. If I could come back, it will be with Chris Eccleston's Doctor. Yes, because she's as feisty as he is. And let's have this Northern energy meet Southern energy. That's who I'd have. So, okay, the trouble is, Dwayne, when I say this, I'm going, oh, well, it's just a little item at an expo or something. But you know what happened in lockdown? Tate and Tennant did that kind of watch along, and the next minute RTD says, I've got ideas.
I don't think we've got any concern with Eccleston doing anything with the BBC in relation to Doctor Who. So I don't think you have to worry too much about that.
Yeah, that's
Although I will say that if they do for some reason or somehow get Donna and the Ninth Doctor together, Big Finish often does that kind of thing quite well. So it could be interesting if it works.
yeah. And just before I move on and ask Dan his opinion, for some reason I had to start this stream 20,000 times, and also my eyesight now means I can't even read the thread. So, oh my God, cheap specs. Here we go. So, can I just say hello to the thread that's actually found us, and now I'm regretting doing it. No, no. Welcome to everybody. I can see Brian in Canada, Zero Room there. Good to see you back, mate. We'll have to catch up. Boomer Doug says he'll be back next week, baby. He's on a promise there. He's coming back. And
Come on, Dougie.
yeah. Let's have a look. David Harding in Toronto. If Catherine Tate was to play a different character, I think it would be fine if she met Eccleston's. But you can't have Donna meet him. Mind you, I'm a Noble. Brendan Noble, I'm sorry, Donna Noble is one of the best companions. I do like her rapport with the 10th Doctor, not with the 14th Doctor. I don't. It got patronising then.
Yep.
Yeah, but what did you think, Dan? Of I don't know. I just don't like. At the moment, I do want Doctor Who to have a rest.
You know everything, and I know nothing, or is it the other way around? I've forgotten. No, I'm not interested. I after the 60th, I don't want to see Donna back.
I know what you mean. It's like saying Tennant's been overused. Maybe Tate.
I want whatever. If they come back to, if Doctor Who comes back at all from here on in, I want something completely new. I want nothing to do with the last, this last 20 years. I want a fresh start again.
Yeah.
Completely fresh.
Well, I was talking to my source about that, and there's a future show I'm doing about that, on his thoughts on how Doctor Who should present itself in the future. But I'll give away one for free. He said nobody who's been involved in the first 20 years of this era should be involved in the new version at all.
I agree. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. They've had their go. So, just talking about Chris Eccleston before we move on to, you can tell what Dwayne's dying to do an attack on Planet of the Daleks, and of course we've got the roasting of Robots of Death. But just before that, Chris Eccleston on the Doctor having his accent. It's a tiny nod to the little boy who had gone, I don't like that guy, he's posh, I don't trust him, he sounds like a Tory politician to me. Come on, Chris Eccleston. I support your Doctor and all the rest of it, but don't go down that stupid road. You have a northern accent. I have a northern accent. I'm not an actor. You are. I know you can maybe change your accent, but you're authentic. But the point is, if you suddenly say my Doctor had a northern accent and that's because of it, no, it's because you're from the north. That's why. But he did say a bit more, lads, just so you can get your tasty chops into this. He says, growing up, anything vaguely to do with science, art and literature was always fronted by a man, and always a man who had what we called received pronunciation or standard English. And it does send a subtle message to millions of people in the country that it doesn't belong to them. So it's a tiny nod to that little boy, and I've done that bit. And I suppose it was a tiny step along the way to the female Doctor, a Doctor of colour and all those things, and then he goes on to being as right on as he can be. Because there's a code, isn't there, that the Doctors just keep bigging each other up. Is he onto something here? Because I was saying to you lads before we started, RTD did make that strange point, which I never agreed with, that the classic Doctors were too pompous. Now, was he saying pompous because he thought they all sounded posh? I thought they sounded posh. It didn't bother me.
Mate, we're from down under. I mean, you guys all sound posh. Even Eccleston, you're all from the north from us.
That's right.
You're all up yourself. No.
I'll tell you what, these two are tricky customers. These are divas, these two, honestly.
It didn't sound posh to me. It sounded British. It's just how all British shows were at the time. And it's only in the last, 15, 20 years that there's been all these regional accents pushed to the forefront in British television. So much so to the point now where a lot of stuff I watch and I don't understand what's going on. I don't want to put the subtitles on an English program, and the sound mix is just not as good as it used to be either. But it was more, television was more theatrical back in those days. So the actors had a theatrical background, so they were used to projecting their voices, not doing rehearse and shoot with a single camera on location somewhere like all actors who go straight into television do now. So there's a bit more to it than just sounding like a pompous Tory.
I tell you what, TV and anyone involved with it and actually politics have got to stop doing this. Just having digs at the past. Just stop it. Live today and get on with it. Make your program, get on with it. Because we all know the game they're playing. It was made there. I mean, when you watch a Tom Baker has an amazing accent. So posh. And it's so funny to think he was on he's from Liverpool and all the rest of it. But I love that Fourth Doctor. And we all know some lines he does, do I have the right and all the rest of it. It's brilliant. Patrick Troughton, I mean, my husband is Jamie. I mean, you listen to them. And I have no problem. And to bring politics and all that crap into it is the very problem. And Chris Eccleston, stop it. Because honestly, I will support you to the hilt, but you're going a bit too far there. You're getting silly.
I think he's the poor fella suffers from a whole lot of liberal guilt for some reason. I don't get it myself.
I suppose you can see some people will fight the fight, but you don't have to fight every single fight, and certainly don't fight shadows. Away. There is no problem with the classic Doctors and how they spoke, how they acted, or anything. Just leave it. Julie Coonan here. I don't agree about the accent. It wasn't a real accent, but it was something that everyone understood. I agree it wasn't posh, but it was British. I mean, it was such a dramatic, refreshing moment, wasn't it? I mean, for the rights or the wrongs of it, to see the Doctor in this kind of leather jacket and everywhere's got a north and, getting on with it. Quite like that. I did quite like that. Very, very refreshing. David Harding in Toronto. In Rose, didn't Rose Tyler mention the Doctor's northern accent? Yeah, she did. His response was, every planet has a north. Exactement. And that's what's bothering these two down under. And so we leave that one there. So,
every planet has a bottom too. So that's where I'm from. The bottom.
I thought that was the new series written by RTD. Sorry,
Dwayne's from the bottom of the bottom.
That's
scraping
right.
the barrel. Yeah, scraping the barrel. Some people on maps forget about Tasmania, don't they? I've seen them.
Yeah, I mean Doug's nearly there, but Dwayne's right down the bottom.
It's nearly falling off, isn't it? I mean, if those explorers didn't get their act together, it was so far down. People were going, I don't want to fall off the edge. So bad. So
any further and you're just talking to penguins.
Well, we have our first item, and this is when we shall we roast a classic? Please, before I start, everyone, I'll say it one more time. We do adore Robots of Death, and like we said, we know it's a classic, but those comic roasts, you see them in America a lot. It's a jab, it's a gentle poking, it's exaggeration, it's refreshing, it's a detox. And that's what we're going for. So hopefully you enjoy this, but tell us if you think we've got it slightly wrong, and then I'll tell you to clear off. No, sorry. And then, roasting the classics. Here we go. Okay. So, do you know, if I press millions of buttons, it might help, and I'll impress you then, won't it?
Dan's not having any part of this.
Yeah, he's gone. I've roasted him.
I thought he refuses to roast the Robots of Death.
Yeah, he's walked off. He's walked off.
No, I'm just. I need to charge up.
Yeah, well, you said so. We all know it had good ratings. It was a good story. Look at those millions there. We know all that. That's banked. Okay, but now we're going to get into it. So, starting on this one, we were warming up earlier, weren't we? And I was saying to you, and we were saying to each other. In fact, which one of you lads talked about Priscilla?
Me. Yes. Yes, I think this is the closest thing to Priscilla, Queen of the Sand Miner. So, yeah, everyone, I just can't get over how everyone's in full makeup and out. You know, I've never seen miners dressed like this.
I know, yeah, I know. I've just been watching the Piper Alpha disaster documentary on TV, and obviously, you know, oil and, you know, jeans and stuff like that. And then you get, you know, we all love the Art Deco look, but it makes absolutely no sense. And actually, you could argue, yeah, I know this is their leisure time, but unfortunately, they didn't do that. I understood that when they're playing chess and they're getting massage, that they're all luxuriating and all the rest of it. But then they wear the same clothes when they're working, so it didn't pan out, did it?
Well, even Dask, I mean, Taron Capel, I mean, he went all out in the end. But, you know...
Did the old Gary Glitter.
Yeah.
I mean, it did. The title is The Robots of Death, but the working title was Once They Were Afraid, Now They're Petrified.
He's coming for them now. He's coming for them. I mean, okay, then I'm going to have a dig at this sand miner. I love the model work and everything, but I will say, after a while, you're going, this is a really crap sand miner. It goes slowly. It gets itself into trouble. It looks so slow, and then you see these tornadoes of storms and everything, and you're thinking, this wouldn't chase a thing, this, you know.
Yeah, and if you turn the engines off, it goes to like minus 500 atmospheres and sinks like a sack of crap.
That's right.
Yeah,
You got all those people working to sort of get these ore streams and mines, but they just park in the middle of a sandstorm and let it all come in. That's it. I mean, what do they need all these skilled workers for? It's crazy.
Yeah, haven't I heard of AI? Haven't I heard? I mean, do you know? I know everybody. I've got to say it out there. We know Robots of Death is good, and we love it, and I could watch it tonight. But the other thing is, if you've got robots, can't the robots just do it themselves? Can't the robots just follow these tornadoes and everything and follow the stars? Why do we need all these people dressed like Gary Glitter, like you say, and, you know, doing a glam rock festival look?
And speaking of those people, you know, the actors playing those robots, I think it's very unfair on, you know, looking back at the era. It's very droidist because, you know, all the robots that could be having those parts weren't given those parts. It's all actors in robot face, you know. It's awful.
You mean they should have employed like a whole army
cancelled.
of chameleons?
Yeah, that's right. They should have.
Didn't you think that sand miner and everything had a real essence of Star Wars and the Jawas and the sand miner there? I just thought
before it.
Well, similar, but I mean, you know, I'm just saying. This was around 77.
Oh, you think they ripped it off?
Well, hey, it's a roast. I'm going for it.
No, I think Michael Bryant had just been out to Death Valley, you know, chatting with George Lucas, and he went, "Yeah, I've got an idea here. Let's do this."
And why would you call your villain? Why would you call your villain Taron Capel? He sounds like some Star Trek accountant. He sounds Vulcan or something, doesn't he? Taron Capel. I am Spock's uncle.
I have a friend whose last name is Capel.
Have you?
And I find it hard to look at him straight.
Is he Vulcan by any chance? No.
Not Vulcan.
Oh, well, Boomer Doug, thank you very much. Very nice of you. Brendan says, tonight's show will be an actual hour. Put my money where my mouth is. No, it won't. Well,
put in another 50 and we'll make it so.
Yeah. Get the lecky. Get the money in the lecky. Get the youngest kid under the stairs and get that. Yeah. Well, okay. He's set the bet there. But of course, you've been very nice as well. So here's your reward, lad. Oh, this is nice. Just remember, I'm your granddad. Yeah, Susan. Wait, what's going on here? Put your hand off that. What's it? Love all your work on Doctor Who, RTD. I've always got my hanky out. How many more seasons of Doctor Who have you written? You never know, I may have written as many as 5. Feels different this time. Oh, regenerating! You unearthly child. There you go. That's all Boomer Doug's fault. Thank you very much, mate. Julie joining in.
Here's something.
Go on, sorry.
Sorry. No, I was just going to say something else about that I could really relate to with the robots of death. The other day, my wife came inside. She was trimming the roses, and she cut her hand, so she had blood going down her hand. I took one look at it, and I just collapsed, and I suddenly got garden phobia. I just could not go out anymore. I was a blubbering mess in the corner.
She's sussed you out. I bet you.
And I could really relate to that robophobia on that. Yeah,
if I was
made
your
a lot
wife,
of sense to me then.
I'd have been onto this and thought, I'm banning Dwayne from seeing any more Doctor Who because he's given him too many ideas for excuses.
Don't.
Well, they were talking. It was funny because like the other robots just choked everyone, but I think they said for Borg that was Borg's blood. So, like, what the hell did the robot do to him? Like reach in and rip out his heart or something? It's like
no, it was like that scene in Blade Runner where he just gets the thumbs into the eye sockets and just pops his eyes out. That's probably what it was.
What? Yeah. It's like full on,
What's the
entrails hanging off it?
The robophobia we get, it was a good storyline and da. But of course, it's a bit like a chef's not liking knives. It's a bit like a pilot of a plane saying he's scared of heights. It's a bit like Basil Fawlty saying he doesn't like hotel guests. You know, it's like our way. You're scared of robots and you're on a robot riddled sandlar miner. Yeah, nice try. Try again.
Hey, what was so? He was chief mover Poole.
Yeah, chief mover.
That's his role, chief mover.
Chief mover.
What about chief mover?
So he's just to walk around the sand miner all day. Just keep moving.
Yeah, he just moves stuff.
He's the chief.
Chief of mover.
Yeah, they should have called him Chief Mover Poo or Chief Mover Stool or
Chief Mover of Poo. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, the corpse markers were all off the backs of bikes. They'd nicked them.
Yeah, I've got some on my trailer out the back here.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
my trailer's got 2 of them.
Can you remember when, I don't know, Britain and Australia, how different are we? When I started teaching 30 years ago in the staff car park, a few little dodgy kids used to nick the badges off the cars. You know, now, and this is a bit like nicking the blooming, the bike lights off the back. The kids will be in danger, stranger danger. I remember you had to get all your illuminators on your jackets, on your parkers, and all the rest of it. Oh, the dark 70s nights. You must be lit up coming back from school on your bike. And the robots of death have nicked them all. Shocking.
Outrageous. Now, in relation to the actress you've got on the screen there, you say what you like about the robots of death, but the acting skill of this actress here, I can't remember her name. It was that good. She just took, particularly the crying scene where she's crying about Ivanov. I can't understand how she did not get a BAFTA for that. For goodness sake, what is that? That is outrageous as well.
I feel sorry for her because since Doctor Who gets awards for dance now, she could have got she's just in the wrong time period. She'd have got a BAFTA now. But Commander,
what's with the bat wings on the headdress?
Mind you, it's the same blooming uniform, costume that was worn in Destiny of the Daleks by one of the Romania failures.
That's it.
Yeah,
the short one.
But what I still can't get over is that she was supposedly banging Ivanov. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, well, and look at him. I mean, honestly, he's your commander. Would you follow him down? No, you wouldn't. I wouldn't go on a night out.
He's looking rather lonely there, isn't he?
And
I'd
of
follow
course,
Goose.
Do you get it? Do you get it? No one gets it. Never mind.
And of course, second in command looking like that. I mean, hello, Pamela. Oh dear. You see, this was it. My name's Taron Capel. I don't know. And I'm going to walk around like that. And of course, were the robots thick? I mean, were these robots thick or dumb? Because of course they stared at him going, "You're pretending you're a robot, do me a favour." I mean, a bit of makeup and you're one of us. Sounds like some political debate nowadays.
Yeah, well, they were only voice activated, weren't they? They were pretty useless. All commands came through the voice. All we had to do is change it slightly, and they're stuffed.
Mhm.
Pretty useless.
There he is.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
did
the
Monkey
chief mover.
magic.
Yeah, the
Chief
chief
mover,
mover.
monkey magic. Oh.
I've moved another stool. Yeah.
That's it.
Creeped out by robots. Scared of it. Scared kitten. Robophobia. I don't know. So we've mentioned the uniforms. We've mentioned the sand miner. We've mentioned various things. The use of scarves, the use of knives, the use. I mean, my God, this story had it all. It was all full of gimmicks, wasn't it? I mean, you had the hat on the robot. You had the scarf. You know, it was like gimmick time. It was like Batman.
That's right. I was
Hey,
just saying that they were voice activated, but they had this hat and scarf on to make it look like it was the Doctor, trying to trick them that way.
With
Bit of inconsistency
Paul,
there.
was he supposed to be working with D84? Like, did he know what D84 was there for, or did only D84 know what it was there for?
I thought only
'Cause-
D84 knew.
No,
Oh, yeah,
Paul
Paul knew, yeah.
They were in cahoots.
That's it. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, because remember he went
Well,
and
that
grabbed him
makes-
when he got robophobia and picked him up and brought him to the control room.
Yeah, so that makes Paul even worse as an agent. 'Cause he's pretty slow to the party.
The other thing is, the whole story ends on helium. I mean, was that a bit of a soft ending? The helium, that solves everything. I know you said they were voice activated, and that's why that had to be the resolution. But was it? I don't know. Helium, squeaky voice, that solves everything, or is that classic Doctor Who?
It's a good
And
resolution.
I believe it was real too. It was actually real, Louise Jameson said. So, yeah, OH&S as well. I think they should retroactively cancel that production crew for all the danger that they put the cast and crew in for that show.
Too much make. Well, you look at Goldfinger; she was covered in gold. It killed her. They were getting absolutely plied with that makeup. Wayne here, that comment about makeup making you one of us deserved a better reaction. I know. Yeah. Dwayne's trying as well, and we all jump into the next joke. That's what we're missing each other in the middle. Garbage. Oh gosh, I didn't think he'd be there at the moment. I thought he'd be working. So thanks, Garbage. You're a glutton for punishment. Is she the new Sea Devil? I know. Well, she does actually. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Good point. Good point. Good point. Well made. But look at these robots. I mean, how can you take these seriously? Honestly, you must die. I mean,
I want to roast them, but they are pretty cool.
well, that's what everybody says, isn't it? But when you really do look at, I'm trying to honestly.
But take a look at their feet. Take a look at their feet, Dan.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And then say that again.
But look, that's where they obviously had to skimp on the budget a bit, you know. But look at those masks; they're awesome.
The mask, the mask is awesome, but it it all works. We all know why it works, but of course, it fancy designing, and like Dwayne says, brilliant casting of the head, and then you go down the body, and money's running out, and then you've got this Baco foil feet. And the snag was the director kept focusing on the feet, and it was like, you know, I don't know. I mean, God, you wouldn't be seen dead wearing it. Oh, I imagine I have been in Australia and seen women in the street wearing moccasins going to the shops.
I like when they do the close up on the washing up gloves, and you can actually see the logo of the washing up gloves as their hands.
Yeah, I mean, you can all think of famous actresses who used to sell fairy liquid, and all you needed was a bowl, and then give it a dish. Give it a dish. You didn't
What
need
brand is it? Ansel.
I mean, there you go. And there, look, there's their hands without the gloves. The gloves were needed. That's true. Leela in this, we all know, Sever Team Warrior. She has a knife. She has the Janus Thorns and all the rest of it. She was throwing that knife, but Leela was never thick. But they make her, you know, she's throwing knives just to hit the metal. I know it's for the impact of, no, now you're showing off. But, you know, come on, she's a warrior. She's going, no, I can tell you're not going to be defeated by a knife. So I'll use my other warrior skills and hide or evade.
Would have been cool if they had the budget to have the knife go in and just like sparks fly out, just go full short circuit.
You see, I think the warrior bit they used was the knife and jettison, as we know. But I would have thought as a warrior, she'd have jumped on its back. You know, be like Mr. Sin, you know, and beaten the crap out of its head. That would have worked. Let's see what the thread's saying. David Harding, the robots are cool, but their faces are so cold and indifferent, and that's what makes their design so effective. It was, I have to say, it was and actually, it was great that their lips didn't move. It was great that it was a very calm, modulated voice.
But their throats moved, if you watch closely.
Well, there you go. It let down. I mean, I'm conflicted by Robots of Death because D84, I desperately wanted to join the Doctor in the TARDIS. And you know what? I'm really very genuine about this. You got K9 to join the Doctor from Invisible Enemy, but I actually think D84 is a much better idea for a companion that's different. Because D84, I can see D84 doing stories. In fact, I've said it now, so Big Finish, back off. I'm going to write a story for Big Finish where it's the adventures of D84. Don't tell me, Dwayne, they've done a series already.
Okay, I won't.
Oh,
But they have, haven't they?
No. But my
say.
question would be, what would you do with D84 in like Earth history, for instance? You couldn't do it. And Big Finish did run into that problem with an alien companion a while back when they were okay when they're in the aliens universe. They came back to our universe, and it was, you know, he ended up in history, ended up in freak shows and things like. There's only so many freak shows you can end up in history before it gets a bit boring.
So, are we allowed to have a dig at the plot and roast it because it was just 10 Little Indians? It was Agatha Christie. It was kind of, I know Doctor Who always emulates.
Imagine if Agatha Christie titled one of her books the way this was titled. It would be like The Butler of Murder, you know. They sort of, it might be Agatha Christie, but they sort of give it away in the actual title before it even begins.
Yes, I know it's mad, isn't it? I mean, yeah. You set it up that the robots are safe and the robots massage you and they do all the little things for you. Just let us be surprised. I know, it's mad. Boomer Doug, I never understood why the robots were wearing parkas, anoraks to the poms. Yeah, I suppose they had the
budget, probably.
good old budget. There's a lovely...
I think that fabric was actually bedspreads. So they'd found all these bedspreads and then sprayed them. So, and I remember my folks had a bedspread when I was a kid, that exact design.
And then Dwayne cut sections out of it to make Robots of Death.
Yeah, my parents said, "Why are you wearing our bedspread, Dwayne? You mongrel."
I think in a way we let off Chris Boucher and the team in one way because it just happened to land very well, but it could have gone so wrong. I mean, it really, honestly, look at that shot there. Now we know why we like the Robots of Death now, but if you really sat there as a designer and everybody, you're going, we want to make the robots look as though they're friendly, they're nice to look at. They're beautiful, but will that scare the kids? It was a big jump of faith, wasn't it? It carried it off, but it could have gone so wrong where basically, how is that scary? You know, just looking.
I think it lands.
Well, I don't think everything lands. Look at his hairstyle. I mean, honestly, how can you say that lands? I mean, look at him.
Rock and roll, rock and roll. No, should I be singing that? No, probably not.
Oh, we could do Doctor in the TARDIS. We could do.
Oh yeah.
We'll do that one. But honestly, look at him. I mean, honestly, We are trying to say Doctor Who is the best program ever, and I show you this shot to a stranger who's never seen Doctor Who, and you're going, "Oh, that's Taron Capel. He was the leader of the robots, and he was starting a revolution." And everybody's going, "What? What? Really? What? With makeup
Yeah.
like that and a dodgy hairstyle like that, and he's wearing a parka? What? Really? It's a bit camp."
Well, considering they had for some reason you sent a pre-warning to the company to say, hey, Taron Capel's going to start a robot revolution. They stick D84 on and don't tell anyone that there's a problem. It's kind of you've got to really ignore the premise.
Does it
We're not-
help that they only walk slowly, or is that part of the creepiness? I mean, the mummies didn't walk. Actually, the mummies did start to walk quite fast in Pyramids of Mars. They were relentless, weren't they?
Well, Ivanov says that they can outrun humans and they never get tired, but they never show that on screen.
No, because they'd slip on that baker foil. I don't think that would work. They could do a great slide. Remember, as a kid, you could do that corridor, that long corridor in the sand miner. They could have done a massive slide, skid to the end. That would have worked. But I'm not sure. Imagine there must have been bacon in there.
Watching this again recently, they must have had some issue with the red eye, because it was going red eye to blue eye. Sometimes it was green eye. You watch it. There's all different.
Black eyes.
Hello, is that Twiggy?
Yep. Beady. What's up? Yeah, because it was my argument at the time, and it always is, that we could have had our own, what's up book in the TARDIS. I'd have loved it. I honestly was quite sad about him being blown up. It's a lovely little bit, Goodbye, my friend. But
that's how you know you've got a good character, when you care about it.
Yeah, sorry, Adric, did he die or something? Who cares? But D84 dying was one of the great deaths in Doctor Who that hasn't been talked about in magazines or anything, really. They go on about Katerina, and they go on about Sarah Kingdom, and they go on about Adric. D84, that death was so, goodbye, my friend. Oh, God, that was killer to me, that. Stabbed me in the heart. Shouldn't have done that. They talk about scaring kids with, all the usual stuff, Mary Whitehouse, all that nonsense about drowning in Deadly Assassin. The thing that actually got me was actually D84 blowing up and sacrificing himself for the Doctor. And I went, you didn't have to do it. He normally gets himself out of it, D84. Don't do that. It's just so...
He has the best lines, though. Like, he's kind of got that depressed, suicidal androids.
He's Marvin, isn't he?
Yeah.
I have failed.
Yeah. Yeah. He
Please
could
give us
have
a
done that.
cuddle, D84.
Actually, he's sounding like Adric all the time, actually. What was that machine in Kinder? The T whatever.
TSS.
Yeah, the TSS. Sorry, Doctor, I have failed.
Sorry, I jumped in on Dan. I know Kinder's one of his favourites, but anyway.
Yeah, no. Not at all.
Sorry, Richard Todd. You have failed on your acting. I'm a better actor than you. Sorry, I'm switching. I'm merging stuff here. David Harding, I kept expecting Taron Capel to start breaking into, was that Beako's Sledgehammer or Shock the Monkey?
You must have been watching repeats, because Sledgehammer was out probably 7 years after this.
Well, yeah, this is it. He's in Canada, so I don't know what time they got it. Graham, I remember the robots' calm voices were very chilling, dead scary. Actually, when I did I don't know what you parents are like. As a teacher, if I went very kind of chilling, menacing, you could see it creep them out. Shouting, they didn't care. Threats, they didn't care. Discipline, they didn't care. But when you went, no. Changed the whole blooming thing. Oh, God, he's creeping me out now. Mind you, I was also impersonating the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bam Bam at the time. Children, lollipops, all free. And they're going, oh, God, get on with English.
Man, there was no team here whatsoever. None of these guys actually, like, if you're hiring a crew, not one of them got along with anyone. It was
Yes,
kind of useless.
it you know when I don't know what jobs you've had in the past, but you know you do the team building crap and you do workshops and all this.
Yeah.
Waste money on all these stupid things, and then you're on a sand miner with all the wrong people. It's just-
Yeah. Then maybe they didn't need a chief mover. Maybe they needed a team coach or something.
I think they needed to go on unconscious bias training because they were all prejudiced about various things. They were prejudiced about refugees getting on a sand miner. I mean, excuse me, I want to go topical. Yeah. I mean,
Even though it was super diverse.
yeah, the Doctor and Leela get on board and they're going, "Who are you, alien? Yeah, get out of our, get out of our space. This is not your land. Clear off, die." They go, "All right, okay then." It should be cancelled. This is a trigger. This is a trigger plot. It's.
Have we spoken about the regular cast yet? Because I was a bit concerned about their acting in this, especially the acting in the TARDIS scenes, because I felt it was very wooden.
Oh my
With
god!
Leela.
He's trying it on again. Honestly, it's a panel show. So, but I know it. It
Moving
wasn't.
on.
Moving on desperately.
I've got more.
Oh heck. It'll Doug will end in an hour. Mark Postgate. It's a good bit of suggestion.
It's just gone 1 hour now.
Well, depending which version. We've done 2018.
True.
Mark Postgate. It's a good bit of suggestive seeding that the Doctor explains robophobia as robots given the sense of being surrounded by walking dead men. There are some great lines. I have to say,
It's still nonsense, though. It sounds good, but it's still nonsense. I've never understood it.
This is what I mean. It's easy to roast a Doctor Who because actually it doesn't really fit. Yeah, it's great entertainment and we love it, but it doesn't hold together really. That crew would never have passed the tests. Them tests they do for people if they go on a Mars expedition or something like that. They wouldn't have picked people who are going to kill each other. People who've got jealousies. People who've got class prejudice. I mean, no. But it was great, of course.
Actually, Brendan, you're a teacher, right?
Oh,
I've heard.
Yeah.
Is that true?
It's a rumour. It's an ugly rumour.
Can you explain to me what the inverse ratio between the size of the mouth and the size of the brain is? What is that?
I know. Oh, I love
Come on,
all
teach.
that. I know.
What? How can you not know what that? That makes
what is it
total
then?
sense.
Well,
The mouth is this big and the brain is this big. And if he's the inverse, then his mouth is this big and his brain is this big. So it's inverse. That's the inverse ratio.
Yeah. What was funny
take
about
it
that,
you're not into mathematics.
what was funny about that bit of dialogue though was that you'd have been decked in any pub if you said that to somebody, even if they didn't understand it. They know it's an insult.
That's it. I don't think Borg does understand it. He's just taken it that this is an insult, so I'm gonna throttle the Doctor now. But he didn't understand it. I still don't understand it, even though you explained it, Dan. But anyway,
maybe I need to explain it like with two boxes.
Oh yes, yeah, well that's
right.
Yeah. I like the argument with Ivanov with the Doctor when he did a bit of English then. When he was saying, "I asked a question, that's a statement," and all. Oh, I love all that. It's great. Hartnell's ghost here, but Brendan D84 was never a companion, unlike Katharine and Sarah Kingdom. I know, but he should have been. This is my point.
How is Sarah Kingdom a companion?
Did she?
She didn't make it out of the story either.
She did go in the TARDIS, though, didn't she?
Yeah, but she was in the story. She never made it out of Dalek Master Plan.
Yeah, but she travelled with the Doctor for a little bit.
She had many different locations.
Death. Yeah, she had a gruesome death. I granted Hartnell's Ghost. It was a brilliant death for drama, but I still think D84 was one of the biggest misses in Doctor Who ever, and I'll say that to my dying day, and then everybody in the care home will go, he goes on about this D84. Woo! Whee! Alphabet. I think also the special effects shots of the sand mine are also still stand up. It helps that they are models, really impressive with sand flying up from it. I take what you're saying, but as we roast it, that sand miner is so slow. You're chasing storms. Can I just explain to you? Storms go really fast, and you've got a sand miner going chugga 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 chugga. Remember Speed Buggy? I mean, I
Yeah,
wait.
and
This,
if you turn the engine off, it sinks like a ton of crap. Just goes.
yeah, I can see this sand miner like Speed Buggy having an asthma attack. You know, I mean, honestly, it's a little engine that could. It's like really. Happy Man, love the style and set design of Robots of Death. They're not getting this roasting, are they? You know,
We're not convincing them, are we?
we're
I think
missing.
I'll have a better job with the other story, Brendan.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, Planet of the Daleks. We are agreeing with everything you say, Thread, on Robots of Death. It's got great costume, great design, great model, great dialogue. It is fab. It's a classic, but we're roasting it in all those little dodgy ways. So we've attempted it. You can give us feedback, or what would you like us to roast next, everybody? Now, oh lads, are you up for this? Well, Dwayne clearly is, because that's all he's going on about. Honestly, one track mind. So basically, the Zero Room idea is where, you know, in Castrovalva, the Zero Room was jettisoned, sadly. Very sad, very sad. Well, we don't have Room 101 because we don't mash up different universes of sci-fi. So we're going to have our Zero Room jettisons. And this is where we think canon and the whole of the universe is too big. It's a bit like when you downsize into a bungalow. You know, you have to get rid of stuff. And this is not on me. Oh, God, I keep going the wrong way. There he is, yes. Dwayne wants Planet of the Daleks. In our move to a bungalow, he wants us to get rid of Planet of the Daleks from the universe. He's going to make an argument, and he's going to struggle. So here we go. Zero Room jettisoned segment take 28.
What does the Zero Room look like?
Very big, empty, sort of grey, pinkish grey.
But how would it help to change the TARDIS rooms around?
We can actually delete rooms.
It doesn't mean burning up part of the TARDIS?
Yes, well, don't worry, it works. Say 25% of the architecture.
We don't want to jettison the console room.
That's the trouble with manual override.
Here's the Zero Room.
Jettisoned.
I wasn't expecting that bit at the end.
Look, the things AI does, that's Garbage's fault. Everyone give him a sub. Garbage who, they're his channel. But Dan, our two heads knocked together. It looks as though we're going for a moment. But yeah, it's like, oh, you know.
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that. I wasn't ready for it.
I'll show you the last bit again, because honestly, I know it shocked you.
Oh,
Okay.
Dan, you're so cranky.
Jeez, that's super angry.
Yeah. So there you go. And this is all because we're going to knock heads on Planet of the Daleks. Does it get jettisoned out of our diminishing universe because we're downsizing? So I suppose it's up to you, Mr. Dwayne, to make your arguments, which I'm not going to listen to, but here we go.
Well, you've been mentioning this on other streams. I heard you talking about this, and I heard John Yulden talking about this too. And he said if I mention the red eyes, the eyes in the Planet of the Daleks, he's going to have words with me, so I won't mention them. There's plenty of other things to talk about this, and it's my job to convince you that this is not as good as you think it is, Brendan, because I've heard you say this many times. I've heard you say this many, many times, but it's always been one that I've struggled with. in the Third Doctor era. Got a couple, but this is usually bottom of my list. Look at those. I mean, look how far below 20 million those figures are. For goodness sake.
Oh, how you are spinning on this one? Yeah, you're in a minority of one on this one.
Okay, let me tell you why it's so awful. It is a Terry Nation trope fest. There is not a single original idea in here. Not a single one. They're all reused.
Yep.
He's got jungles. You look at all his previous Dalek stories. Prior to Planet of the Daleks, we had 3 Dalek stories, which were all interesting, original, new writers, not Terry Nation, and they did a much better job than, well, not than he ever did, because the first couple of Dalek stories were fantastic. Well, I do enjoy the Chase as well. But they've all got things like jungle in them, like Dalek Invasion of Earth doesn't, but the Daleks, the Chase, the Daleks Master Plan, all use jungle settings. So
Diseases.
it's well, yeah, and we've got dangerous plants
Plagues.
running around. You've got the Varga plants. You've got fungoids. There's fungoids in the Chase. The word is even used again. So he uses fungoids for spiridon plants that shoot the spores out and then infect you. They're a different type of different fungoid, but he uses it again. So he can't even think up a new name. We got the love tryst causing the tension again, which was Dalek Invasion of Earth. So he's done that again. Susan and David in there. He's done that again with Joe and the Thal. I can't remember his name.
Petlip.
What is it? Catnip? What?
Petlip.
I found it very, very boring. Like all those scenes with.
Oh, sorry. Are you still
with
talking?
Joe? With Joe, am I being too boring? Joe talking into the recorder.
Yeah.
Joe talking into the recorder, doing all those exposition scenes. Like, yeah, we don't need to know this. Just show us. Don't tell us. It's exactly what we criticize New Doctor Who
they
for.
use the
that was happening all the way through this.
You're right. He uses the Terry Nation uses the recording of Mark Garvey or whatever on Mission to the Unknown to do all the exposition as well.
Exactly.
Jeez, man.
What about Plague?
A chocolate wheel of ideas.
Plague, Dalek Invasion of Earth, Day of the Daleks. So they're doing the Plague thing again. Invisibility. We had the visions in the Daleks Master Plan. So, I mean, the Daleks weren't trying to capture the ability of invisibility in the Daleks Master Plan, but they still had the same kind of concept. So he was trying to just do a variation on his theme. 10,000 Daleks, is that really a threat? Didn't really ever seem like many to me, 10,000 of the things, especially the way those original ones before the new special effects came in moved around. The jungle set. The jungle set's no good compared to other jungle sets that we get. And the cut between the studio and the live stuff that we get in the quarry. The quarry is a great location, actually. That's really well, but it just doesn't sink in at all. You're going from studio 1 second to quarry the next, and it just doesn't match up. The Dalek Supreme. What a great design. Except they can never sync the lights. So they just have them flashing all the time. So, just can't sync it. And I always think of pizza. They call it the Dalek Supreme. I'm thinking, what about the Dalek ham and pineapple? So, what? But I'm seeing you wanting, like, the fire's starting to come through the screen at me. The escape up the shaft, like, it was so unreal. Like, we had an escape in the original Dalek story, up a lift shaft with Ian trying to get through, the Daleks chasing them up. Same thing happened again. It is just a constant Terry Nation trope fest from beginning to end. No other script that Terry Nation has ever done has copied his own stuff as much as this. It's just copying everything else that he's ever done. Was it put together well? I think in terms of the Third Doctor era, no. But in terms of the last 7 years of Doctor Who, I'll watch Planet of the Daleks any day over anything from the last 7 years. That's all I'll give it. That's all I'll give it.
Big one. It's a big one.
But do you see where I'm coming from here, Brendan?
No.
Do you see it? Why do you refuse to acknowledge anything that I've said?
Well, partly because it's Ron. I mean,
Well, go on then. You convince me how good it is. Then
Well,
I
go on
want to
then.
be convinced how good it is.
The moral arguments. I mean, honestly, you sit your kids down and watch Planet of the Daleks, and it's about leadership. It's about that war's not always sexy. It's about whether pacifism and not. There's a lot in this, and actually, when you talk about reworn plots, I was always, when you're teaching kids about drafting and writing, what Terry Nation has done is I've used invisibility before, I've used jungles before, I've used lots of these things before, but I am improving and I'm going to use them in a better way, in a better story, which it is. The other thing is, what you don't want things to be reused, and you watch Doctor Who. How many bases under siege have we had? Isn't that the same blooming thing being reworn? So nah, I'm not having it. Of course, you're dismissing the Joe romance. Joe and Petlip, that was a big moment because this is her starting to get some character development because she's building to leaving in Green Death. And as Barry Letts wanted, he wanted her to start just disconnecting from the John Pertwee duo. And this was the start, her kind of playing with Petlip. That was the whole point of it. So, I mean, there's a few to start off with. I mean, what else do you want?
Well, you haven't really convinced me.
Yeah, that's an argument.
No. Tell me more. Dan, I want to hear how much you agree with me.
I agree. It's a total trope fest. And you can just see Terry Nation was the RTD of rehash in this. You can tell he's come back and he's just rehashed everything he's done.
No, he was annoyed that Day of the Daleks was so successful and he wanted a piece of that pie. So he said, no, I don't want anyone else's name on it. Now I want my name on it. But hang on, I couldn't be bothered writing anything original.
Louis Marx, I was thinking the other day, this is actually after Day of the Daleks, and yet Day of the Daleks is such a more superior story.
What do you want from a story? So my argument with Planet of the Daleks is if you don't like them as tropes, they just happen to give you the thrills and the spills that you need. It's classic Buck Rogers or Flash Gordon. This is how Terry Nation writes. You'll always have a mountain. You'll have some perilous pit. This is how it works. It's called building a yarn. It was meant to be, as we know, a 12-parter linked very heavily with Frontier in Space. And in that way, you can't jettison Planet of the Daleks because it's linked to Frontier in Space, the last Roger Delgado story. So
I never watch Planet of the Daleks after Frontier in Space. I always stop.
Well, you're not doing things properly. You see, this is
You could cut Planet out and it wouldn't matter.
I mean, if
and
you're watching,
no Genesis,
if you're watching the E-Space trilogy, do you always start where you should do? Or
yes, absolutely. No, I don't.
I don't.
If you're going to watch Legopolis, do you think I need to actually watch Keep of Traken first, then Legopolis?
I never watched the Melon one.
No.
That's why you're Australian. No. No.
I always watch what I like, and I always found Planet of the Daleks. It really bored me, and I never quite understood why. But then looking at it more closely, I can see why it irritates me. Me. I will say I watched the Blu-ray version with the new effects. The new effects are great because you talk about that. You mentioned I didn't even mention the spaceship, the Dalek saucer at the end, or the Dalek bucket, whatever. The kettle.
Yeah,
that's really good. The new effect of that is fantastic. So yeah. No, I don't have a problem with the Spyridons. I don't have a problem with their design.
I don't
have a problem with jungles in general. Do you? Why?
No, because the Spyridons are invisible, right? And you say, "What's a Spyridon?"
Until they're not.
They go, "It's a big purple thing," and you're going, "No, they've hunted some other poor species to death to make coats out of them. They've killed how many Snuffleupaguses and tie-dyed them purple."
That's quite a few Snuffleupaguses.
Yeah.
Well, Graham here, the Spyrodons looked well cuddly in those purple coat thingies. Well, that's why we have our shooty Doctor Who pet, who obviously kind of, he's got a coloured version of that. And when I did my Planet of the Daleks skit, we had him as a kind of camp Spyrodon. We've got...
But Brendan,
Yes.
just give me one last shot here. Just compare Planet of the Daleks to Day of the Daleks, Death to the Daleks, and Genesis of the Daleks, the other three in that sort of that he wrote year after year. They're just far superior stories. Day of the Daleks is a fascinating story. Death to the Daleks is funny, but it's also an interesting story as well. And Genesis is an all-time classic.
I loved them all, but the thing is, Death to the Daleks had tropes, space plague again. Hello.
Yes. Yeah.
It had sacrifice, Doctor Who has to always have a sacrifice,
But it was looking at something new. It was looking at something new with what happens when the Daleks can't use their weaponry. So that was what they were examining in that one. Destiny of the Daleks was looking at the Movellans and the war between the Daleks and the Movellans. So he was doing interesting things in those other stories. Whereas Planet, there was nothing, not a single thing new.
Right, okay.
So, and original in that.
How can Planet of the Daleks be eliminated from the
lava?
How can the Whoniverse be kicked out of the Whoniverse when it's one of John Pertwee's best performances, and he's a brilliant Doctor in this. He's on top of it. He's doing his lecturing, he's doing his mentoring, he's doing his dashing down corridors, he's ill. I mean, there's a bit of everything with this John Pertwee. How could that become a missing story?
I will give it that the cast is good, all of the cast, and John Pertwee is on top form. You're right. You're absolutely right. I love Bernard Horsfall. Always love him. The actress, I can't remember her name, but she was great too.
Jane Howe.
Yes, she was fantastic. And, Prentice Hancock was his usual cranky self, the cranky self that we've come to know and love. But that's just Prentice, But, and we also had the Thal who, what was his name? Hilary Minster was in that one too.
Yes.
He also played he played the Thal that kicks Sarah Jane off the gantry in Genesis for the Daleks. So he's in that too. But, I think Planet of the Daleks, Brendan, got you at one of those hyper impressionable moments as a child, and it's gone into your subconscious in a very biased way, and you're just unable to look at it objectively anymore.
You're saying
it's impossible, an impossible task.
What you're saying is you're jealous that I've got that in my fan locker as a great moment in my formative years, that I was able to sit down and watch for 6 weeks when I was about 5 or 4, Planet of the Daleks. And this is the beauty of it. As a 4 or 5 year old, I wasn't going, oh, there's a sci-fi trope. Hey, that Terry Nation, he's a rotter. I was being entertained. I was being thrilled. I was being scared. Dark corridors. He's done it before, but go deep into their city. All that stuff. The jungle for me as a kid, I have to say, is one of my scariest memories. It's not the best jungle ever seen, but it worked. The sound effects were very good. And Pet Lip and Joe hiding when there was a patrol of Daleks, and that, I think it's the Cliffhanger to Part 1 where they spray the Dalek and that. Those moments live with me as a kid, as in, yes, older fans might have gone, this has been done before. But it worked, and it won me over, and it got me into Doctor Who. And I know people say later on Reaping Angels, whatever scares them the most. I am still the most scared of Daleks done properly. And it's because of stuff like Plans. Day of the Daleks did not scare me. The Ogrons scared me. I love the story. It's a clever idea. I like it. But there were only 3 of them. And their voices were all wrong. Remember Day of the Daleks? They got the voices wrong.
Yeah.
and they were very slow, thick Daleks. We will find the. I mean, honestly, whereas they got it back here, and actually, I will give Planet of the Daleks credit for getting the Daleks back on track. There were Daleks again now, patrolling and no messing, and and I love that little Dalek. I love my little D84. I love that poor Dalek scientist who balls it open and we have to stay in here forever. I love all that. And I'm with my work colleague, and you're a bore. I love all that. Can you imagine?
I will say I'm not jealous of your fan impression as a boy. But I have empathy for it because there were stories that had that same impression on me. Unfortunately, Planet of the Daleks was just not one of them.
Well, the thread are obviously joining in, so I'm going to just help now. Jess Corbin, we have to give some credence to the era in which these were produced. But Brendan, you have quite often reminded us of the budgets, and that in truth also applies, scrambling in bins for parts. I didn't mind the AstroTurf. I mean, I didn't mind the AstroTurf used in Time Flight. I didn't mind the AstroTurf used in Kinder. I didn't mind the AstroTurf used in Planet of the Daleks. I wasn't noticing that. You see, Jess, you're not getting it. When you are scared, you're not bothered about what carpet store is that coming from. You're thinking that Dalek, if he spots me, I'm dead. That was the issue, you see. We've got David Harding, Power of the Daleks, a collection of the Daleks' greatest hits. And now you saying Power of the Daleks there. Graham, totally agree. Brendan Pertwee.
It's a remix episode.
Well, I'm going to say something about it in a minute, actually. Graham, totally agree. Brendan Pertwee is top draw in this. But then David Harding says, sorry, Planet of the Daleks. Yeah, he's corrected himself. So joining me. It's very sensible.
Can I just reiterate that I will watch this 100 times before I will watch any Shooty episode again. Actually, 1,000 times. I don't think I could watch this 1,000 times again in my lifetime. So what does that tell you? And, that's how highly I regard Classic Who in comparison to what we've been dished up recently. So yeah, I'm just picking up on how much Brendan loves this and explaining why I don't. But I suspect Brendan went into this. His mind was already made up that it was never going to be changed. There's no way. There was nothing I could say that would change his mind ever.
Yeah. If you were going to bin Planet of the Daleks and jettison it from the Zero Room, then you have to pull Frontier in Space, because Frontier in Space, which I love all the political machinations and whizzing across the universe and all the model. There's loads of stuff there. Rodder Delgado, the lot. But as a kid, entertained, and I am a believer, and I know what Jess is saying about Brendan, you've gone on about budgets, but the other thing I've also gone on about, Jess, is you've got to get the kids behind the sofa. And Planet of the Daleks got me scared, and it kept getting me scared. Frontier in Space, I remember the moment when they appear on the cliff edge, the master. I've got some friends with me, that sort of thing. The Ogrons always creeped me out. They were always good henchmen. But Planet of the Daleks for 6 episodes had me going, I can't move, because it's the Daleks, and it's Daleks on form. I'm more scathing about Destiny, and I'm more scathing in the menu. Day of the Daleks, what a shame. Great story, but it's the execution of what was available. Whereas Planet of the Daleks had a bit of everything, and yes, there's certain misses and all the rest of it. My other argument about using tropes in Doctor Who, and this is just it's a rehash. A lot of producers over the years in Doctor Who and actors have said that the Doctor is the same character, so what can you do with it? It's the same kind of lines, it's the same kind of delivery, but you just have to bring something extra to it. Planet of the Daleks has all the tropes you've said, and yet it is so different. It comes together so well. And you've mentioned the cast, it worked. The Thals, good development for the Thals, good moral leadership. John Pertwee, one of his best. Joe developed. Some great sequences. The other thing about a great Doctor Who is how many moments. So, for example, I'm compiling for a future show, and horror fan rock, end of part 3. I'm afraid I've locked him in. That there's moments. How many are in Planet of the Daleks? Right, the reveal of the Dalek. What was the other? Oh, the Doctor being ill in a coma in the TARDIS. Jo, a companion on her own for ages. Then the thrill,
Boring.
the excitement of what the hell is going on with her arm. And oh my God, she's ill. And the Doctor's also somewhere else. The TARDIS being absolutely smothered in all that crap. That was like exciting. And I tell you what, and I argue this, why New Who can't do this in 45 minutes is beyond me. These people can't write. As soon as the TARDIS lands on Spyridon, they're straight into danger right away because they're getting fired at the lot. It's a hostile environment. Nowadays, we have chit-chats and all the rest of it. It does what it's supposed to do. It entertains, it thrills, it tells a story, and it's non-stop. You can't just say, we're on a sand miner for 4 episodes. Oh, who's going to die this week? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, no. We've got an army of Daleks. We've got Spyrodons, but you don't know where they are. We've got Thals who are trying to do something as well. We've got Jo in peril. We've got the Doctor. What the hell's gone on with him? It's all kicking off.
I like how Brendan's got to defend you got to hold hostage to Frontier in space. It's like, well, if Planet of the Daleks is going to cop it, we've got to take out Frontier. It's like,
do you know
quite
what?
Happy to let Frontier go too.
Yeah, you're gonna have to take the whole season.
Oh, that's harsh. Do you know what happened in Australia with Invasion of the Dinosaurs? Because they didn't have episode 1 for years. They repackaged it, so they made episode 2 episode 1. So Invasion of the Dinosaurs for years in Australia was only ever 5 episodes. And as a kid growing up, I never missed episode 1, and I never questioned what was going on because I just got into the next story. And I suspect without Planet of the Daleks, I would go, oh, what happened to the Daleks? Oh, it doesn't matter. We've got giant maggots now. It'd be great. So,
I suppose that's a bit like the monster season with Troughton, though. Oh, another base under siege, but who cares? It's good. It's like, I mean,
I've always criticised the monster season for that. I'm one of the critics of it for that. I mean, and people. I'm a fan of the Enemy of the World because of how different that story is compared to the rest of the season. And, people always quote Web of Fear as their favourite, and I find Web of Fear a little bit boring as well. But I always pick Enemy of the World over that. So, yeah, pulling up season 5 on me to make your argument doesn't really stick with me because I'm not the biggest fan of that kind of thing. I do enjoy it though. Well, can I just say I do enjoy Planet of the Daleks, but less than anything else that Pertwee does most of the time.
Well, Boomer Doug, who obviously will join us, hopefully, maybe when you do come on, Boomer Doug, you can be defending, will defend Logopolis. You're trying to say get it jettisoned because, as I can see there, you think it's overrated. So that would put you in the dock like I'm being put in the dock here. Stephanie, Planet of the Daleks is one of Pertwee's best stories and far better than the crap of the last 8 years.
Agree with the second part of that sentence.
I agree.
Matt McGee, hello in America. Were the effects the greatest? No. I love the story, and that's what matters in my opinion. Great stories always trump great effects in my opinion. And it's all allowed here. It's all in jest. The Detox, it's taken us away from all the ills of now. Gallifrey-Starney, a female Black Doctor might have made the story more palatable. Jest, I think in jest.
Next.
Yeah. The only shooty episode that I ever watched was The Giggle, says David Harden. I will happily not watch it going forward. Yeah, well, that's it. That's the problem. Sean Cryer, I'm with you on this one, Brendan. Planet does have tropes, but I think Nation carries it well. It's always been one of my favourites. Do you know what?
No, Nation doesn't carry it well. Dix carries it well because he would have been the one that had to put most of that together. Terrence Dix.
Don't you think, right? I mean, with every Doctor Who story that works, they have touches that it's like full circle. The Marshmen coming out the water is brilliantly executed and is obviously it's emulating the Sea Devils coming out the water. Curse of Fenric does it later. There may be our tropes, but it's Doctor Who doing what Doctor Who should. In Terror of the Zygons, as an example, the slow reveal of the monster. You see its eye, you hear it whispering, going, "This is getting on my wick," and then you see the hand. How many stories in Doctor Who do that? I just wish they'd do it more now, where you just get a slow reveal. Instead, there's nothing to reveal nowadays. I mean, Omega wasn't a reveal, was he? It was just an absolute desperate version of some CGI that was left in the cupboard to spend. Well, this is the point. We will debate like fans. We said we always wanted it. It's like we're all in the pub and we're Doctor Who fans debating. David Harding, jettisoning Planet of the Daleks would mean you'd have to deal with Frontier in Space and the end of the story. You see, he fell into his own trap, didn't he? Didn't he, David? Dwayne said, well,
No.
if Planet of the Daleks wasn't there, I'd have had no problem. You'd have just got on with the thing. But the Doctor had been shot.
Man, you could ignore that. Just trim 20 seconds off.
Oh, well, it's just like Nissa collapsing in Kinder, isn't it? She was...
If one of these stories, if the Planet of the Daleks or the Dominators had to be junked, I'd keep the Dominators. Put it that way.
Oh, for God's sake! Honestly, I nearly swore then. I mean, honestly, excuse me, can I rewind?
We've got plenty of stories with the Daleks. We just don't have many stories with the Quarks.
I'm quite happy to let the Quarks go.
Yeah, we're going to.
I'll keep Planet of the Daleks.
I've got a feeling.
I've just switched teams now.
I've got a feeling the Dominators could easily
What have I
come
done?
on my list to get chucked out. Zero Room. Zero Room, after this, can we chat, please? Same here. It didn't work 100%. Left some unexplained events. I think you're talking about that one. Sometimes I jump in and I don't. Jess Corbin, can't write. So damn true. Lack of creativity, imagination, culpability, editor. I think we're talking about New Who. I think. Sean Cryer, Aussies clearly see different things to us Brits. Lots of laughs. But at least Cyberman Strikes redeems himself. He doesn't all the time. No, he doesn't, Sean, because he hates the Who pets. By being a big fan of the Peladon saga. Yes, I know. You can imagine in the future, we're going to make him sit and explain why he thinks Peladon should be usurped from the Doctor Who universe, because he hasn't got a leg to stand on. He hasn't. Graham here, he's what we said about the Dominators. It's criminally underrated. I won't hear a word against it. Well, you're going to hear one now. It's crap.
If they colorize it,
the Mind Robber is another one I want to convince you.
No way. Brendan.
Because I've heard you bagging the Mind Robber, and I will not tolerate that. Well, it's your channel. You can boot me if you like. How can you not like the Mind Robber? I don't understand it. There's another one. So
yeah, what we're going to do?
You'll have to convince me.
We're going to do 3 Zero Room segments in one show at this. No, I mean, I am sorry. For John Yulden's channel, Sci-Fi Chronicles 79, I was watching the Mind Robber. I, in the end, didn't go on that review because it was my fault. I was double booked. But so me and Jamie watched the Mind Robber, all 5 parts. I thought it was 4.
For nothing.
For nothing. But I did say to Jamie, I said, I now know one of the first Doctor Who stories I will not see again before I die. And that's one of them.
Oh, that's harsh.
Well, I mean, honestly, I was bereft.
I mean, we're getting on now. Life's short. We've got to, sometimes you just got to let them go.
Yeah, I've let that one go, all right. I was saying to Jamie, I said, why have I not seen the Mind Robber a lot? And I said, I haven't seen this for ages, but there must be a reason. And of course, I know the reason. Number one, I don't like surreal. I don't really like fantasy. The Matrix tests me. It's done well in Deadly Assassin. The Matrix in the Ultimate 4 in Trial of a Time Lord was just fantasy babble. Hated it. The
Carcass would make a good Who pet, actually, from the Mind Robber. The Carcass.
Yes. I like Medusa. I liked I'd be desperate. That would be a good roast or whatever. Oh God, at this rate, I need a detox. I need a detox. Hold on.
I hear a new doctor you have, Russell. Or should I call you the Fitzroy Pumboy?
Terence Dix. Bloody hell, are they still letting you in here? Surprised? Your conservatism blinds you, Terence. Now you'll experience the full power of the queer side, man. You will not stop me. Shooty Gatwa will become more popular than Tom Baker.
Yeah, that worked. Yeah, I was actually, that's detoxed me even more now, because actually I can laugh at that going, it didn't though, did it? It didn't. And it's nice to see Terence Dix, even though we're just mentioning him. It's lovely, lovely Terence Dix. Graham is getting involved. No, the mind. Here we go. I'm going to be struck off my own channel. The mind robber is super Brendan. So inventive. Is it? This is like a chat. Oh my god! Right, we're stuck. We've got 5 weeks to waste. Right, we'll go fantasy. This is how RTD writes. He goes, they got away with the mind robber. Right, okay then. We'll throw some salt there. Right. Oh, and we don't even have Jamie. What we'll do is we'll invent a new Jamie, because we'll play that photo fit game. Oh, and then Rapunzel. That wouldn't be allowed now, Dwayne, because of the Me Too campaign. You're pulling on her hair. Sorry, it's violence against women, and that, you know, the whole thing is wrong. Mind robber, nah. Trigger warning. So Graham, so inventive, would be even better if they could have fitted in the odd quark along the way. I do like the quarks, but I could surely have a quark without a dominator. Julie Coonan, I like fantasy, but the mind robber is not one of my favorites. I watch it though, and don't fast forward to the next story. Julie, it was worse for me and Jamie. I had forgotten it was 5 episodes, and when part 4 was finishing, I was thinking, thank God for that. And then I thought, oh, you are joking me. You are joking me. I've got to watch another one. Oh, it was not a good moment. And I'm a Doctor Who fan. I found it so problematic. Mad Mackham, well, you know, a Sunderland fan sticks up for Middlesbrough, and I agree with Brendan. The mind robber was utter tripe, but I still bloody love it. Dwayne, you were going to come in.
That's like me with Planet of the Daleks. No, I was going to say, did you know that Big Finish did do the Dominators and the Quarks last year? They had Harry Sullivan disguised as a Dominator. It was really good, actually. I enjoyed it.
Well, this is it, Stephen O'Neill. Yeah, we beg to differ. If Doctor Who fans agreed, and that they should disagree on sense sphere, that was why we set up, is that we should all still be friends, but we disagree. Well, I mean, this isn't going to help folks, because, of course, just to round off on things regarding all this, this will cheer you up, lads. Verada Seethu accepted the Critics Award, Television Critics Association Award for Outstanding Achievement in Family Programming.
And destroying a 20-year legacy. It's crazy.
Dropping below 2 million in overnights.
Yeah,
that was
the record lowest.
That was the achievement.
She said,
and they're giving out awards for anything now.
Yeah, thank you so much to the TV Critics Association for this incredible honour. We're shocked. I'm so proud to be part of such a beautiful, endlessly talented group of people. And it just means so much. I'm so grateful. Right, whatever. That's that bit.
Oh, is it because they had a baby in the episode? That's the family achievement. Having a baby with Shooty.
Yeah. Well, it's a hell of an achievement, because
that would be an achievement. Let's face it.
I think it's a hell of an achievement. And well done, you. I think it's an impossibility myself. But the adventures of a two-hearted alien traveling through time and space in an impossibly big police box are inherently entertaining for all. But what Doctor Who attempts and accomplishes along the way is quite special and worthy of recognition. In the long-running sci-fi series, Ncuti Gatwa's Time Lord and Verada Seethu's companion dealt with timey-wimey crises that also explored timely concepts such as race. They didn't deal with it, they just threw it at us. In doing so, Doctor Who invited families... I know. Doctor Who invited families watching together or separately to have important discussions that transcend their co-viewing experience. What's more, the series also aims to resolve conflict through clever problem solving and rational mediation, and never with gratuitous violence. All told, Doctor Who is equal parts entertaining, illuminating, and...
Can I tell you, as you're reading that, my mind is just going, drifting off. I'm just switch it off. It's bizarre, absolutely bizarre.
It is exactly where we are, and this is why we are in such problems. And of course, I should always promise that if we hit a moment like this,
Oh, the Green Death. How good was that?
yeah, exactly. But just because it's in the plot doesn't mean it's well delivered. So it talks about incels and all of it, the microaggressions, the overbearing boyfriend. It wasn't well done. So you're not getting an award for it. And how is it for family, female representation, inclusivity? Belinda was a worker. She was a working woman, an independent working woman in episode 1. By episode 8, she was this pathetic fawning wreck saying, "Where's my puppy?" I mean, yeah, that worked. And it could go on. It could go on, but
She was no Ellen Ripley.
no, exactly. Get away from that.
Can we talk about how good Planet of the Daleks is?
Yeah.
I'm not gaslighting it. Oh. Planet of the Daleks is the gift that keeps giving. I mean, honestly, there's so much I could show you. The quarry scenes are fantastic. Look at that corridor.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're grey. Grey Daleks, always good. That was the uncensored. There's nothing wrong with that jungle. My God. Look at that. You've got the road for the Daleks. Everything's lined up nicely. They can do a straight line. I loved all this. I could go on and on about this. This is one of the great shots. I love that kind of temple arch, the entrance. And that was actually really done very well as a shot, actually. I thought I liked all that. Yes,
do you know this episode looks a lot better, especially that shot of the entrance to the city in black and white. It looks really good. You get the slightly different quality on episode 3 because they're taking it from the 16mm film, and it's got this slightly different quality about it. And if you turn it to black and white, and like we always used to get episode 3 in black and white in Australia, it's really good, actually.
This scared me.
I'll give it that.
We've argued about New Who, and you see a million CGI Daleks, but you saw about 7 or 8 real props there, and that was thrilling. The moment when he has to go down to get to get the bomb, it's like, whoa! Stephen Moffat tried to emulate that in Asylum of the Daleks when Rory had to sneak through. This is creeping me out. New Who did it well when them Cybermen. Was it Army of Ghosts when? The Doctor and that lovely woman, she had a Geordie accent, and they had to creep down this corridor, and all the Cybermen were inanimate.
This is Muir.
Yeah, that sort of thing is what Doctor Who should always do. And when they had to go and get the bomb, you had to get it within the Daleks waking. Oh, that was another great moment. You see, it's just full of moments.
Calm down, Brendan.
I'm going to combust.
He really wants to. He wants to make sure that we like it.
The Ice Kano effect was really good.
The Ice Kano.
Yeah, when it came out.
Isn't it strange how I can say, yes, I do like this, but if you want me to rank it in the Pertwee stories, it would be my probably least or second least favourite. And I'm just explaining why.
Oh God, no!
See, there's black and white. See how good it looks in black and white?
Yes,
it looks fantastic.
It certainly does. It certainly does.
Dwayne needs audio and black and white.
But
sake, Dan.
But yeah, the people have been joining in on the Critics Award and everything as well. For the second year in a row, says Jess, Doctor Who has won the Television Critics Award for Outstanding Achievement in Family Programming. It didn't get anyone watching. Critics. It didn't bring the family together. Matt McGee here. This article is the funniest thing I've ever read. Clever.
The only ones who returned the survey back to the academy were the Bad Wolf executives.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
but he's right, isn't he? I mean, if you know, as Matt McGee's saying here, how is it clever? Space babies clever? Clever? I mean, there's no concept there. And you could go. Boom is really just what Genesis of the Daleks had a moment when they stood on a landmine. What happens if we do it for a full 45 minutes? Well, what if you don't? So there we go. So Plans of the Daleks, as we all agree now, is not going into the Zero Room.
Oh, come on!
What?
But the mind robber is.
I don't think I even heard a valid reason. I heard a lot of froth, concocted anger. It was just
Dalek Supreme, Dalek ham and pineapple, Dalek margarita.
Ever-ready Dalek.
All the different types of Dalek. Yeah, the torch in that Dalek Supreme had, the headlight.
You could literally see the brain.
I found myself getting so frustrated, going, "Can you sync your lights to the speech, please?" None of the other Daleks could do it either.
You get conflicted.
Is this supposed to be the charm? Is it the charm of the time? Is it that they can't sync with the dialogue?
No. You see, I wasn't. Well, I did notice that. You see, I did notice, but I was more scared. It's a bit like I noticed the AstroTurf, but I was more about the Supreme Dalek. He might have had funny lights and they looked different to everybody else's, whatever, but he was no crap. He was a vicious boss. And that Dalek, sorry, I mucked up. Well, we don't like you. Bang, you're dead. You see, that was, Daleks being ruthless, vicious Dalek boss. Whoa, he's a bit like the Special Weapons Dalek. He's got attitude.
Yeah, okay. Can I make a suggestion then?
Yeah, it's like,
whenever I watch Planet of the Daleks, instead of putting Planet of the Daleks into the Zero Room, when I watch it, could I please have a turn in the Zero Room, just levitate for a while, and then come out and I'll feel fine again? Is that okay?
Well, obviously,
don't jettison me, please.
Well, obviously, Brian is in the Zero Room because that's his channel, the Zero Room. So it's getting very confusing. Brian, I'm not saying jettison the Zero Room to you, but yes. But it doesn't exist in my universe because it went in Castrovalva. So there we go. Did that make sense, lads? Is that we were a bit more, on it today, weren't we, detox wise? We'll have a chat in a minute about what's going to get roasted next. You can see already Boomer Doug wants Logopoulos to be on the chopping block. Ooh.
How can you using Brendan's logic? You can't chop Logopoulos because it's literally got the regeneration.
Well, actually, you could make an argument. If you don't have Logopoulos, that means Colin Baker makes this argument. He never regenerated. He's still the Doctor. So if you took Logopoulos out, Tom Baker's still the Doctor.
Well, then you get down to, Capaldi didn't regenerate. And
he does actually regenerate in the opening scenes of Castrovalva. So we just didn't know the story leading up to it, that's all.
Oh, now Robert Payne. You see, this is the problem with Mind Robber, Dominators. Leave the logo police alone. That right? Okay, so now, we've just caused Mary. This was the most disastrous detox hour because number one, it wasn't an hour. Two, it wasn't a detox because now we've made everybody in the thread get even more agitated. It's one of.
I think Brendan's the most agitated.
I'm not agitated. I'm agitated. I'm fine.
I'm ready.
I think the thread's going, this is supposed to be a detox. We're all getting really animated now about Dominators and Mind Robber. Solstice Dawn, Planet of the Daleks was ahead of it. Oh, I like you, Solstice.
No, it wasn't. It was a ripoff from the 60s.
Nah, it was ahead of its time. You always agree with the punters. Introducing Purple Thermal.
Gallifrey Stani is left a message in there for you, Dan.
Who's that?
Gallifrey Stani.
Fangrock is overrated. That's because it's excellently rated.
You've got to write to us, everybody. What do you want us to roast? What do you want to be jettisoned? And we'll give it a go. Well, lads, I enjoyed that. That was really good. It kept us from, being too sedentary and kind of, We weren't too arty, and we'll have Mr. It's a Sin soon as well. Once me and Garbage have got him kind of really up, walking down Victorian streets and that. So that was good. So thanks, Dan and Dwayne, and I hope you have a good weekend. And
Thank you. You too.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know. Should we do this again then?
Yeah. Well, are we still friends after me roasting Planet of the Daleks?
You're not on my Christmas card list because yeah, that's it.
So
You've been
I've done my dash.
You've been demoted to tier 2 now. It's like too aggressive. I know. I wonder what we're going to do next. It'll be interesting. Thanks, Thread. It was really good. Nice and tasty. Good old Doctor Who.
Are we going to decide now or not?
Oh, sorry. I thought the result was that the Plans of the Daleks is one of the best things ever, and it was staying. I thought that was
no. For next time. For next time, I meant.
Oh, we'll discuss it in a minute and see what our suggestions come in. Okay, then. Right, cool. Everybody. Thanks a lot. And now, Dwayne, before we go, Sirens of Audio, your shout out for what's out there for people.
Yes. What have I been doing lately? Well, we did a review a few weeks ago on the Robots of Death, which was a really excellent review. And a really positive one. The kind of the complete opposite of what we did today. And next time we're doing a full episode, a big in-depth examination of Davros, which I mentioned earlier. So that's coming out next week. We're doing that, and got some guests coming up who were involved with the classic series, and both behind the scenes and in front of the camera too. So from the classic series. So keep an eye out for that over the next month or two.
Sirens of Audio, there you go. And tonight I'm back with John Yulden at 6:15, where we look at the whole issue of should you retcon Doctor Who? You know the Doctor Who fans who say anything after 2017, no, doesn't count. Anything after 1989, anything after the Doctor Who movie, anything after, you've heard them. You might be one of them yourself who says you must erase a Doctor, retcon an era. Well, I really sat the source down to discuss this, and the source has got some very strong words to say about this. So that's at 6:15 tonight. We intend it to be an hour. Have you heard that somewhere before? But basically, that's our news night tonight, 6:15. It's a double bill today. You've had the detoxers not detoxing, and then tonight we'll have the news hour, which... So, thanks, lads. We'll do it again. That was really entertaining. Bye for now.
See you, Dan. See you, Brendan. See you, everyone.